Hi guys, Alistair Taylor down at Lytham Golf Academy. Today I'm going to show you how to control your ball flight by hitting the ball higher and lower. Right then guys, so I've done a few videos on kind of controlling the flight of the golf ball by talking about draws and fades, but also another really key thing is if you can control the trajectory of your shots, you can maybe hit the ball a little bit lower if it's windy, or if you need to kind of get the ball up over something, if you can hit it higher. But where this is also beneficial is if you're somebody who hits the ball too low, actually trying to hit the ball higher with what we're going to talk about is going to give you a more desired ball flight. And obviously the opposite, if you're somebody who hits the ball very high, maybe feels they lose a little bit of distance because of that, by working on a bit more of the low feeling, you're going to compress the golf ball a bit more, hit the ball further, but it's all about controlling trajectory in today's video. So guys, if this is one of your first times down watching my videos, welcome to Ali Taylor Golf. If you're enjoying today's content, click the subscribe button below, ring the notification bell, and you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. But for now, let's get on with how to control your trajectory on how to hit high and low shots. Right guys, so like I said in the introduction there, this is about really controlling the trajectory of the shots. I think most guys probably aren't overly happy with what their standard trajectory is anyway. So if you're somebody who hits the ball too high, what we're going to talk about for hitting the ball lower is definitely going to help you. If you're somebody who hits it low, what we're going to talk about hitting it high is going to help you. If you're somebody that's happy with your trajectory, changing the trajectory dependent on conditions is going to be really helpful. So I'll hit just a normal 7-iron for me. So we can see launching at 17.6. Decent height, very typical for me, a little bit right to left. 102 feet height. 6,300 spin, so very typical numbers for me there with my 7-iron. So I know from looking at those numbers, some of the things I do well, which you would expect, is I get my low point after the golf ball, I get the handle of the club leaning forward, and I get the pressure forward. So I'm fairly decent with controlling the loft on my 7-iron impact, and then because the ball travels a decent distance, it gets to a good peak height with a reasonable amount of backspin. Now, for me personally, I grew up playing a lot of links golf, so the idea of keeping the ball low and out of the wind was really good for me. But also, I see a lot of guys who really add a lot of loft, hit the ball up in the air, and really feel they lose a lot of distance. So what we're going to talk about is we want to feel that we de-loft the club and maybe keep a little bit of backspin off the shot to stop it climbing as much. So from our normal address position, we're going to feel, rather than the weight being 50-50, we're going to move the weight a little bit more on our left side, and we're going to feel that we stay a bit more left-sided. This is going to help us move our low point forward a bit and maybe get the club just hitting down through the ball a little bit more. We're going to feel a little bit shorter with our backswing, which is going to take a little bit of speed out of our swing, and then we're going to feel that as we keep the shaft lean, we're going to finish much lower on the way through. So let's put that into practice, see if it does deliver that lower shot. So we're going to go weight left, shorter back, and then shorter through. So we can see that one setting off a little bit lower, certainly flying lower, only peaking at 76 feet and just under 6,000 spin. So we can see from the numbers there, very different. Not loads less backspin, to be fair, and that's potentially where even taking one extra club and doing that, obviously there's less loft on the club, but that will help keep it down as well. But even with doing the same club, little alteration at setup and slightly different swing thoughts will definitely help with that. And then because I'm de-lofting the golf club, I'm still picking up some ball speed to pick up distance. So if you are somebody who really pops the ball in the air, kind of almost feels that they scoop the ball through impact, what we've just spoken about there for hitting the ball low actually is something you should get a little bit more feeling of during your normal swing. So next one, hitting the ball higher. So if we need to get over something, or potentially if you're someone who hits the ball low, this is going to be a great feeling for you. So I would take my normal setup. Now, just for me here, this is where I might move the ball position a little bit, and I might just move that ball position maybe an inch further forward. Not really going to change too much in my backswing, but what I'm going to feel on the way through impact is a little bit more, not quite as exaggerated as I would with driver. So I'm not going to let myself kind of move in front of the golf ball. I'm going to almost feel like I stay behind the ball a little bit more. I'm still shifting my weight, but what we're looking to do now is maybe get that low point a little bit nearer to the golf ball, and actually to add a little bit of loft through impact, and then just allow ourselves to swing all the way around. So the low one worked great. Let's see if the high one works. So ball position slightly further forward. I'm going to feel I stay a little bit more behind this with my upper body through impact. So we can see 22, so launching much higher. Noticeably higher flight on the chart. 122 feet and 5,700 spin. And again, we could see from those numbers there, very, very different launch angle, hugely different height. So if I needed to get over something in front of me but still get a lot of distance, that's definitely something I could feel. And definitely for me, when I get into my longer irons, there's probably a bit more of that feeling in my golf swing than there is with my short irons. Now, if you are somebody who really, really hits the ball low and struggles to get a lot of loft on it with 8 iron, 7 iron, 6 iron, certainly feeling a little bit more of that will be beneficial for you, and that will be about optimizing your loft to get the best trajectory and best distance. But the key is, if you understand how to influence the trajectory of your shots, not only can you work around obstacles, over them, under them, control the flight a little bit more when it's windy, but you can also improve what your normal ball flight is to make sure for the speed you swing at, you're optimizing the distance with every single club in the bag. Right then guys, so we could see there hopefully some fairly simple little changes, maybe at setup, maybe a little bit of understanding as to what you're doing with the golf club and about how you're delivering the club a bit differently. But like I said, the idea there is, can we control our trajectory more, higher and lower? And if you are somebody who hits the ball too high and too low, maybe just incorporating a few of those little changes can get you into a better ball flight to help you hit the ball further with more control and ultimately hit better shots. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like and share it. Comment below, I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you've enjoyed today's content and you don't currently subscribe, consider clicking the subscribe button, ringing the notification bell, that way you'll find out when I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.